Hey guys, I'm doing small tests for Alliance Battlegrounds. So, since a lot of you asked me how I did level 7th expedition, I want to show you that. I actually like few minutes ago restart that expedition, so I'm done with all the expedition finally. First of all, let's look at my troops. I boosted a lot of troops in the last event for power. So I right now have about, I don't know, 400 and like almost 700,000 tier 4. So that's really good. I have all important buffs like troop defense, troop capacity, and troop defense 10%. This rune I think is the best for this. Also, I want to scout, so I have like my friend. I don't know who this guy is, but GKT34 is my guy to activate War Frenzy. So, like every time when I do expedition or just attack and want the most power or the like most buffs as possible, it's +3 troop attack, not so bad. Okay, let's go to the expedition. As you can see, I finished level 70 already, but let's do it one more time. First of all, I use 4 commanders for every troop type. So let's start with infantry. For me, infantry is LG, and second is Charles. Charles is 5-2. I don't know if this is lookable. It's 5-2. I think more. I'm about to 5-5 him and then upgrade, of course. So let's put all infantry here. I don't even reach the max capacity, but I won't put any other troop type because I would lose like the only the buff when you have like only infantry and only like cavalry. So Minamoto, of course, he is 5-2, 5-5-2-1 for me. He is my main for cavalry. I think that's for most of you, actually. Okay, Teutonic Knife, heavy cavalry. Okay, archery. Here I have Herman, he is 45, and Elsit. I'm actually not really sure if Herman is the best from the epic ones, but I had a lot of sculptures of him because I started as Germany, so I just stick it to him. And the last one for me is my buffer army, which is Cleo. She is 5 first skill, that's important, and Joan, that is max, so she will go with all the siege. Actually, I will leave some of maybe a little bit more of T4 units for my last army, and that will be like my second tank, I could say, and that's Lohar because he is really high level, even though he's not so good as you know for expeditions and so on because he's PvE commander, but he can do this. And this expedition, I think you have a lot of time to finish it, so one thing we need to make sure is LG is tanking, and we are hitting the target at almost the same time for all the commanders, so we will just prepare our army here. LG will go first, and we want to follow as soon as possible. Like it could be better than this, but I think this can work too. I think it's good to use 5 armies even if they are not full, because he is surrounded 5 times. So you have like one more buff to the damage you deal to Caesar. And with all the buffs from Joan and Cleo, I have a lot of defense buff. My infantry is more tanky because of the Joan buff and because of the Cleo buff. She is more tanky. Also, Charles helps a lot with the tanking for LG. Like LG is not tanky hero, but Charles is a really good tank, and he's not so hard to get, at least to max his first skill. I actually did not invest any scalp, any like legendary neutral scalp in Charles, and still he's 5-2 for me. same as LSIT for archery. And like after you press the attack, you just chill and look, and you can see if you will be or will not be successful in this expedition. And I think the expedition is really good to train, to learn which units you should use as tanks, which commanders should you use as tanks, and it shows how really important the buff armies, the buff commanders are, like the commanders that reduce all damage of enemy commanders, like Cao Cao, or AoV buffs like Joan or like Leo, or even I think that Elsit with his silence, where enemy target can't attack for one turn, is actually really good. Or Herman with his silence, where they can't cast spells, but I'm not sure if it's working properly or not. But if it is, I think it will be very useful. And as you can see, we 3-star victory, so expedition, finally I'm done. It like took me like, I can actually look, 133 days to finish expedition, because I have a jumper account, so I started a bit earlier. And that's it. That's it for the video. That's it for the expedition itself. I hope it at least helps some of you to know how to do the expeditions better, and see you in the battlegrounds.